Good evening, everyone. This is Christy with Christy Artistry, and today is Cinco de Mayo, so happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone who celebrates. Tonight I'm going to be working on a commission piece. The commission piece is an 14 by 18, and I am going to run it horizontally. And the request was to do a one of my space paintings in the following three colors. The first one is going to be Ultramarine Blue. Next, we are using Dioxazine Purple. And finally, we are using Neon Pink. So these are the three colors that will begin this particular space painting. So I'm gonna bring the camera down and we are gonna get started on this crazy painting. So I'll be right back. Here is our canvas. This is a level 2 canvas. It is running 18 by 14. And again, here are our colors mixed up in the bottles for tonight. Ultramarine Blue, Neon Pink, Dioxazine Purple. And we are going to be doing, like I said, a space background painting for this. Now I have some specifics on this that we'll add later, but the beginning is, of course, to make that background, let that dry, and then put on our planets and all of the extra embellishments. So let's get started with that. So I'm going to take the lids off of this, and I can do this several ways, but I think what I'm going to do, because you can cup pour these, you can just pour them on, you can puddle pour them and move them around, but I'm going to start with the darker two colors, so the Dioxazine Purple and the Ultramarine Blue. I'm going to start with those, and then I'm going to add the pink, and then we're going to move this around. All right, hope that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, I need to shake up my ultramarine because it seems really thick. And it could just be that it needs mixing. I shook these up a while ago, but you know, when they sit for a couple hours, things happen. Nope, that's still too thick. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, because I want the consistency to be the same, is I am going to add a little bit of water and shake them up again. Now, you know, if you don't use your paints all the time, at least if you mix them with Floetrol, they will thicken up after a while, but I thought I had used this ultramarine recently, but maybe not. Okay. Oh, I hope you guys like that compilation of the finishing of those paintings, because I thought it would be better just to do it all in one quick motion video, so that you didn't have to sit through, you know, just me finishing up paintings video after video. So that's why I did that. And I know a lot of you that have responded already said you really liked how the paintings turned out, so thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Still seems really thick to me. I'm going to add a little more water. Shake her up again. So I want this to be able to flow the way we need it to in order to get the spacey background that we're looking for. Alright, so we'll put some over here. Yeah, this is just really thick. The other paints will have to help move it around. Much liquidy. Okay. And I'm just sort of trying to approximate where I want these colors to blend out, and then between the pink, if that makes sense, and yet still have areas that are going to be distinctly pink, since that is the focal color. So like for here, I'm going to add lots of pink there, and then we're going to fill in. This pink is very bright neon. And then whatever area I have left, I'll add some white or some black. I'll probably add some black. I think that'd look cool. We might not need to. We might have enough. Alright, that's all the pink I have, so we're going to use it up. I'm going to get these colors crossed here. And like I said, the pink is going to be our highlight color. So we really want that in there, but I am going to, let's see, I had purple here, I had purple here, and purple here. Okay, I think we're good. Clean off my bottles in a minute here. And we were going to, I'm going to torch the colors right now. Alright, so now, do I need some black? I think I want white for streaks of white. The Dioxazine Purple across the painting. Kind of like we did with the pink. So we get those streaks of space that I'm looking for. And now we'll do the same with the blue. Some drizzles. Okay, should be good. And I'm going to torch it again. Alright, so now what we'll do is I like to take the end of these skewers and just use them to kind of push down on the canvas to fill in the holes so that we have good flow. Sometimes you just gotta help it, because we're going to fill in all these little gappy holes and make sure that when we tilt it, all of the canvas is thoroughly covered. Edges I'm not too worried about because we'll be pouring those off, so those will all get covered. Okay, we're good there. Alright, now comes the messy part. And I think I'm going to grab a pair of gloves. Because we're actually going to be celebrating our anniversary tomorrow and I don't want to be picking paint out of my fingernails. So we'll put the gloves on. Alright. So far really pretty. Okay, now the other thing I like to do with the end of the skewer is I like to take and draw through the paint to get my streaks and my swirls started. So I like that. All right, let's tilt. Tilt towards you guys first. Kind of just let it go over the edge. Okay, bring it back. I'm gonna come down to this edge now. Sorry you can't see that. I'll show it to you in a second. And like so. Now I'm going to work on my corners. So I'm going to take it over here to get some more of that pink spread out through with painting. Grab it back and get this edge here. And then we're going to come up this corner. There we go. Because again, we want the pink to be kind of the main highlighted color. Pour a little of the pink off down here. Oh, that was a little more than I wanted to, so we'll bring it back up. And I want this big blob of pink back over here, so I'm going to move this down and around to there, and then we're going to stretch it back again. Just about where I want it. Okay. Okay, yeah. All right, I think we got it. Okay. That is looking really good. So now looking at the painting from your direction, my thought is, well, first of all, my thought is that I need some pink on this corner because it's bare. Tap in some pink over here. And then I'll check those sides. But my thought is, and we've got some cells starting, so that's good, that the painting will actually face the way you guys see it. I'm just gonna, I want to bring this back over a little bit more. I really want this pink over here. Where I want it. There we go. So yeah, I want the massive amount of pink right here. Okay, so now let's pick up some here. Encourage this to go down. What's good about these space paintings is they don't have like a equal pattern around them or anything that you have to worry about. So as long as you make sure that you're covering the edges, they'll be very unique anyway. So they don't have to have like a pattern going down them that matches exactly. I mean, it's nice if you can get them that way, but they'll just keep dripping anyway. Okay, so far so good. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to take the gloves off because I don't want my equipment, my torch and stuff getting full of, well, any more full of paint than it already is. And we're going to work on getting rid of some of the bubbles. And then we're going to look to see if we have any little chunks in here that need to go. Sometimes, as with the last painting that I did like this, leaving those little extra chunks in there actually gave it some really cool texture. I had a lot of good feedback on that, but I want to see if they're actually chunks or if they're just deep bubbles. Appears to be, it's hard to tell. No, they seem to be just deep bubbles. So we're going to pinch them and then we'll torch them. That's a glob. That definitely was a glob. But if they look natural, then they can stay. But when they're like this and they're really globby, they really need to come out. Like I said, if I was intentionally doing one with texture, I would just leave them in, and then when I paint them, or when I do, you know, like add the other details, then they kind of look like rough planet surface. So in a couple of them I've left it, but these are just really chunky. Oh, I hit there. That's right. It's a space scene. And I know why I've got these chunks is because, like I said, my paint had so much thickness to it when I added these other colors. It just sort of chunked it up. So when I begin the next step, I'm going to turn the painting around so I can work on it. But this will be the center of where one of the planets will go. Okay. So I'm going to try torching. See if there's just bubbles left, or we still got some chunks. And the bubbles will also help draw out, like over here, these cells. Cells are good when you're doing these space paintings. Helps give it some interesting character that you can't really put in yourself. At least I can't. Yeah, well, that was just a deep bubble, I guess. All right. You just see a lot of them now are settling down. Where we poked them, they'll calm themselves down after a bit. And then we'll be good. Okay, I'm gonna grab the camera so you can see what we've done so far. Used up all of the pink I made. So we're gonna have to make a new bottle of this if I want to use it in another painting. This color is so like vibrant. It's really nice, and I used an Artist Loft neon pink or rose neon. And that one, I mean, that's how bright it was. Very pretty. So I'll have to mix up some more of that. Again, I used just my Academy Acrylic Dioxazine Purple. That's what I had on hand. And I love the Academy acrylic paints. They're just a really rich color. And again, my Liquitex Basics Ultramarine Blue. This had already been mixed up for a while, so it's in like a really old bottle, and I thought I should use it up without wasting it, but then I bought a new bottle, a new tube to make some fresh. Okay, so here's our painting. I'm gonna grab the camera and show you where we are so far. I'll be right back. All right, so here is the painting thus far. So this is why I said I'm going to turn this over, because I would like to have the planet on this side. That is how it was requested. So it'll actually be the way you guys saw it, but this is the way it is now because I don't want to turn it around while it's wet. But it really looks pretty cool right now. I think it'll make a really nice space painting once we get it dried and start getting the embellishments on. So on this particular one, the embellishments are going to be a little bit more detailed than I usually do. I usually do like the stencil, I call them nebulas and things like that. But this one is actually going to have some unique characteristics in it. So when we get to that point, I'll explain that. But let me bring you down and show you how beautifully vibrant these colors are. So that's the Dioxazine Purple, the pink, and the Ultramarine Blue. And then here is where we have some cells popping up that I'm kind of hoping actually expand a little bit, like here, because I think it's really kind of interesting when you have those that just naturally pop like that. And then as we go up, we've got just some fading, like right here. Do you see all those little tiny like dots in here, which actually makes it look like space with just the paint? See? Just like doing that. And that's just from torching. So when you torch the paint, it pops those up and it's really looking spacey. Here's some more of that. See how that looks? And then, like I said, right here I'm thinking in this pink section here, just the opposite direction. It'll be over here. This is where the planet's going to go. So that most of that pink will be the planet, the pink and the purples. So we'll see how large the planet is going to be, if it's going to be as big as the last one, or if it's going to be smaller because we have some details that need to go over here. So there it is right now, and I'll be back when it's dry and we're ready to put on our planets. Okay, bye for now. Okay everyone, so our cup pour is dry now for this commission piece, and I have placed the templates on there where I'm going to begin adding all of the embellishments to this particular painting. You can hear my compressor for my airbrush. I've got that all set up here, and I've got 3 cups, my toothbrush, a couple of cleaning tools, my airbrush paint, which is mixed with the 4D12 reducer, and that will keep it thin enough to spray on. And what I do is I keep these jars and then I mix them up each time. And if they sit too long, then you have to add more reducer. And this one I just used recently, so let's see how thick it's gotten. It's a little bit thick and it's not as full as I'd like it. So what I'm going to do is I just take the full solution stuff, paint, I add some into my jar, and I know by the size of the jar how much to put in. And then I'm going to add my reducer and gently stir it up. If you don't gently stir it up, I don't know if you can see this. If you don't gently stir the reducer into the paint, what will happen is it will kind of, what they say, freeze up or something. Anyway, it needs to be thin, otherwise it won't go through your brush. So I'm just checking this, and it still looks a little thick. So I add my reducer, gently stir it, and then it has to sit. You can't put it in your airbrush right away. So what I do is I just let it sit and go on to the next one. And I took out 3 different cups, and I don't know if they all fit on this brush. They should. This is a bigger one. Okay, I have two of this size airbrush. I have this one, which is what this cup goes to, and then I have two of these blue ones, one of this kind, but I'm going to use the blue one because it works best for me. I'm just going to borrow the cup so that I don't have to keep switching cups or cleaning them as we do this. So let's let the purple sit. Let's see how the black, well, I don't know if I want the black today. I know I'm going to need white, but I don't know. Yeah. All right, let's mix up some blue. Oh, this is new. All right, so let me tilt this down so you can see what I'm doing better here. Sorry. There we go. Okay, so what I'm doing is I've got all the stuff here, and I'm literally going to take the paint, and I'm going to shake it because it's funny because I just bought these. They feel like they've been like sitting at the store forever. All right, so I'm just going to add that much. I know I don't need that much, but I'm going to make sure that I have enough, not just for this painting, but a few others. And then I'm going to add my reducer. I'm going to get another popsicle stick to stir this with. Oh, I had one. Oh. All right, and then just gently stir this in. And when I spoke to the helper at the store, they suggested for for these paints that when I do put the reducer in, after I'm done stirring, that I leave it sit for 10 minutes. And then that's what I've been doing. Seems to work out good. So after we get all these mixed up, that's what I'm going to do. All right, and then I would like pink. Now this pink that I bought is not as brilliant as this pink, but it was the only one that I could find that closely matched it. So that's what we're going to use. Just shaking this up a little bit. And I'm hoping, yeah, I had a couple of my vials, these end up clogging really bad. So I had to let them soak. After, you know, I cleaned them. I clean everything after I'm done, but I don't know what happened, because when I went back to them the next time, they were still clogged, which was weird. All right, now this one, I'm gonna add about that much. Sorry about that, my compressor keeps coming on and off because it's sitting on the floor right behind me here. Reducer, and stir it up. So that's all I do. Is just stir these up, and I've gotten used to the consistency that works in this particular airbrush. And I am by no means an expert on airbrushing. I taught this to myself by going to the store and asking a lot of questions. You know, what paints I should use, how I should mix them, and everything else. And then, you know, they kept saying over and over again, the best thing you can do is make sure that you clean your gun thoroughly after every usage, which I do. I take it apart, clean it, and I have this airbrush cleaner, and I like it. It seems to work good. It has like a real thin spray, and that works really good for spraying inside the little holes here, and in here, and the tubes. So when I take the tubes out to clean them, it works really good. Sprays up in here and cleans really good. I think I just had a couple of bad old bottles, and let me see if I can show you. Was it this one? Might have been, I think it's this one that's still clogged. Yeah, so this one is still clogged, and if you notice, the hole in this one is much smaller than the hole for the tube in this one. This is huge, and so I think that's part of the problem. Is this is just too tiny. So, oh well, I don't use that one, but I keep the tubes clean and I keep the jars clean because I can just intermix them with the others. It's not through too. Yeah. Okay, what else? I keep a toothbrush handy because I like to do my my extra sprinkles with the toothbrush. It just works really well. You just load up the brush. You can either go this way, and it seems like when I go this way, I get like bigger splotches. When I go this way and hold it out a little farther, I get nice tiny little splotches. And it all depends on what I'm going for as far as the painting goes to. So, all right, these have sat for a little while, but not quite long enough. So I am going to put you on pause for a minute while I let the 10 minutes go up, you know, finish off, whatever, and then we'll get started. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so our paints are ready. I have poured the pink into the larger of the cups, the blue and the purple in the smaller of the two. We're ready to get started with our painting. So here we go. I keep this board over here, and what I do is I test my paints on it first. And so you'll see that I have a massive board over here, and every once in a while, if this seems like it's clogging, I'll go over here and check the paint. So here we go. So I figured out a way of getting this section done without having to worry about it falling off the canvas thing here. So I just tilted it. So I sprayed this side, and then I'm going to spray this side, but I'm going to use a little bit of the white and then switch over to the pink. Okay, and then what I also did, if you notice, is I covered the planet up. Okay, so now we've got that one done, and I like that. And I'm trying to decide if I also want to add just a hair more right there. Kind of like that idea, but I'll do that in the pink. Yeah, I like that. Okay, and I'm going to switch over to the pink and do some additional details on there. Okay, so I'm putting away all my paints again. This is where we're at right now. There's a couple sections I don't like that I'm going to redo, but I'm going to let this, I need to get the paint closed up, and then I will clean off this section here because I just don't like it. So once I get that done, I will bring you back and show you this part of the painting. And then when I'm all done with all the little details, I will show you the final painting. So, get all this cleaned up and get that fixed, and then I'll be back.